They literally are creating a market for heartbreak so that they can thrive. Do you know how much money these entities make off of your heartbreak, off of your pneumatic behavior? Read A Brave New World by Aldous Huxley. Everyone belongs to everyone. And commitment is difficult to come by. We have all of these avoidant attachments, anxious attachment tropes. We have authors writing fantasy, romance, smut, pandering to these attachment tropes. The avoidant attachment, the cold, distant, hard to connect with character. And the anxious avoidant, seeking validation, chasing the hero. The cold hero. The stoic hero. Hard to budge hero. And all in the meantime, you're reading these books and getting a chemical fix. Oxytocin, the bonding chemical of the brain. You're getting that fix through a book and characters that you have no emotional responsibility, no intimate emotional responsibility for, and therefore you don't even have to share it with your partner. So you're losing energy through things like these books, and the authors know these tropes, and they brilliantly create stories to build up that tension. Stories that you should be creating out there in your own world with a beautiful partner, with a beautiful man, or a beautiful woman. But no, we are giving away our energy without realizing what we're doing. You're giving away your spirit, your energetic state of commonality, team spirit. You connect with somebody, you become a team. You might have your own independent individual identities, but you mutually support one another's purpose in life. And you come to an overall purpose that, hey, maybe we want to have a family. Maybe we want to date, have sex together, get married, make love, all of these things. Share. Come to a common goal and share that energetic state of commonality. We have a common goal. Let's go get it done. Let's go win. But no, we are unaware that we're giving away our energy and creating marketplaces for failure. This has everything to do with fitness. Everything to do with fitness, ladies and gentlemen. It is incredible what's going on. Read A Brave New World. Read A Brave New World. He's so pneumatic. Pneumatic. You're dating. They don't want you to date someone for more than 3 months at a time. I think that's what it was. I can't remember. But they only want you dating somebody for a certain period of time before you switch partners, before you go on to the next person. And you're soma'd up. They give you a medication to make you in bliss, so that you can just be drugged up and enjoy yourself and relax. Don't worry. Stop worrying. Why are you thinking? They don't want you thinking about these things. So we seek validation externally. We triangulate relationships by which we never get rid of the people that we dated and things didn't work out, because most likely you've slept with them and you keep them in your life. And in the meantime, you can still get some validation when you need to while you're dating somebody else and you're serious with somebody else. And you can't emotionally invest in somebody else that you claim you're trying to invest in. And this is a huge problem that we have in this world. That's what's going on. That's the lowdown, and that's what's happening in this world. And so we have choices to make, but it's deeper than just the choices. You have to be in the right mindset and the right understanding, not just the knowledge. You take the knowledge and people get rid of it because you have to put the knowledge together diligently and spend time on it instead of on your phone. You can be laying next to somebody in bed, a beautiful woman, and she can be 1,000 miles away, even though her body is right there in the present. This is what is going on. Look into your attachment relationship. Avoidant attachment, for example. Why it is they fear abandonment. And it goes back to childhood. It goes back to the family dynamic of the man and woman. Who was emotionally unavailable? Who offered abandonment if one showed their vulnerabilities as a child? Go look into it. Or the anxious, which would have been me. realizing over time that you have to seek self-improvement and take responsibility for continued or repetitive failure in relationships that during which time you love that person, and for some reason it failed, and there were very common themes to it on your end. Why was I the anxious type? Why am I unable to control my emotions? And so you seek a path to control those emotions, and you have to understand the root cause of it. No father in the household, seeking validations. Now you have expectations that are never going to be met. You cannot expect people to meet your expectations, especially if you don't set boundaries. Didn't know how to set boundaries because I had nothing to protect, or very little. You have to work on your foundational principles. You have to work on through discipline, through consistency, through investment, and not spending or squandering. Then we talk about the self-worth here, self-love, self-respect, self-dignity, all of those things. You could call it cliche, but when you start to apply it on a daily, consistent basis, it starts to make sense. And it's not even about making sense, it's an understanding you develop. So it's not just about the knowledge, it's about understanding of the knowledge and being able to be in tune with it. Once you stop living externally and live within the self, your cells open up. You start controlling and regulating your energy, and your cells, they vibrate with the rest of the world, and you start to understand, you start to see how people behave and respond, and you can sit back and let the world reveal itself, and you have an understanding about the data and information that's out there that's invisible to our eyes, our five senses, but your intuition starts to talk. Your proprioception, your anteroception, they start to talk. You're more in tune with the universe around you and realize that there's vitality in the things all around us. That is consciousness. That is God. That is Christ. You can call it what you want. We don't have to go to church and get on our knees and read the Bible and pray to understand what God is and what Christ consciousness is. It's truth. You're the self, Christ consciousness. Transcending the manipulation. That's what's going on, folks. How about that one?